The crystalline vial felt cold against Anna's palm as she studied its contents under the bioluminescent strips of the xenobiology lab. Inside, a silvery liquid swirled with impossible physics, defying gravity in lazy spirals that seemed to pulse with their own consciousness. Dr. Chun, the Querxian delegation will arrive in 40 minutes. Lewis called from the decontamination airlock, his voice distorted through the hermetic seal. Have you completed the metabolic compatibility scan? Anna didn't look up from her spectrometer readings. The molecular structure is unlike anything in our database. This compound exists in a quantum superposition until observed at the cellular level. It's beautiful, Lewis. And terrifying. Lewis emerged from the airlock, his biosensor suit still humming with residual charge. As the station's diplomatic liaison, he'd spent 3 months negotiating this moment, the first formal exchange between humanity and the Querxian Imperium. Prince Velmorth, third heir to the crystalline throne, would consume this ceremonial elixir as a gesture of trust, demonstrating that humans understood Querxian biochemistry enough to create sustenance for their silicon-based physiology. Anna had spent 6 weeks synthesizing it. One mistake could trigger an interstellar incident. The composition matches their requirements exactly, she said, transferring data to the holographic display. Complex chains of silicon-oxygen polymers rotated in midair, interwoven with exotic heavy elements that shouldn't exist in stable form. But there's something else. An additional compound I can't identify. It appeared during the final synthesis stage. Lewis stepped closer, his dark eyes narrowing at the data. Could it be contamination? No. It's too perfectly integrated into the molecular lattice. It's almost as if. Anna paused, watching the simulation replay the synthesis. As if the compound wanted to form this way. The comm system chirped. Station command to Xenobiology Lab. Querxian vessel has docked. Prince Velmorth is proceeding to the ceremonial chamber. Lewis touched Anna's shoulder. We're out of time. Your analysis shows it's safe for Querxian physiology, correct? Anna reviewed the data streams one final time. Every simulation showed the same result. The elixir would be perfectly metabolized by a silicon-based organism. For a carbon-based human, the substance would be catastrophically toxic, destroying cellular structures at the molecular level within seconds. For them, yes. It's safe for them. Then we proceed. Lewis carefully lifted the vial, sealing it in a stasis container. This moment defines humanity's future in the galactic community, Anna. Everything depends on this. She watched him move toward the exit, but something gnawed at her thoughts. That unknown compound. The way it had appeared, unbidden, during synthesis. She'd detected trace amounts of Querxian genetic material in the base elements, possibly transferred during earlier diplomatic exchanges. What if this wasn't just ceremonial sustenance? What if the compound was designed to interact specifically with Querxian royal genetics? Anna's fingers flew across her workstation, running emergency simulations. The algorithms processed terabytes of xenobiological data, cross-referencing Querxian royal lineage markers with the unknown compound structure. The results made her blood freeze. The substance wasn't food. It was poison, specifically tailored to target the unique genetic markers of the Querxian royal family. Someone had sabotaged her synthesis, or worse, manipulated her process without her knowledge. She sprinted after Lewis, but he'd already entered the decontamination sequence. Through the transparent polymer walls, she could see him in the transition corridor, the stasis container secured in his diplomatic case. The ceremonial chamber lay beyond, where Prince Velmorth waited with his retinue. Anna slammed her palm against the emergency override, but the system rejected her command. Diplomatic protocols had locked everything down. She had perhaps 90 seconds before Lewis delivered the poison. Her mind raced through options. Alert station security, too slow. Override the diplomatic seal, impossible without command codes. Trigger a contamination alarm, would only delay, not prevent. There was only one choice. Anna grabbed the backup vial from her synthesis chamber, an identical sample she'd kept for additional testing. Without hesitation, she broke the seal and raised it to her lips. Anna, no. Lewis's voice crackled through the intercom, but she'd already consumed the silvery liquid that it tasted like starlight and thunder. Her nervous system ignited with agony as the silicon-based compound collided with her carbon biology. She collapsed, convulsing, as her cells began catastrophic failure. But in that moment of destruction, something extraordinary occurred. The unknown compound, the poison meant for Prince Velmorth, recognized her intentional sacrifice. In that recognition, it transformed. Anna's immune system, pushed beyond evolutionary limits by the foreign molecular invasion, adapted at impossible speeds. Her T cells rewrote themselves. Her DNA experienced 1,000 generations of forced evolution in microseconds. The pain vanished. Anna gasped, her vision crystallizing into hyperfocus. She could see everything. The electromagnetic spectrum in full color, the quantum probability clouds of molecules dancing in the air, the biological signatures of every organism within 100 meters. Lewis burst through the emergency access hatch, his face pale. "What have you done?" Anna stood, feeling power surge through transformed cellular structures. "It was poison, Lewis. Meant for the prince. But it's changed me. I can feel it. I'm immune now. To everything. Toxins, radiation, disease. The compound tried to kill me, but instead it rebuilt me." She held up her hand, watching as a surface cut from the fall sealed itself instantly, the tissue regenerating at visible speed. "We need to warn Prince Velmorth," Lewis said, finally understanding. "Someone tried to assassinate him through our ceremony." Anna nodded, but her transformed senses detected something else. Hostile biosignatures converging on the station. The assassination attempt was just the beginning. "They're coming, Lewis. Whoever orchestrated this. And now I'm the only thing standing between humanity and interstellar war." She moved toward the ceremonial chamber, her body humming with impossible vitality, ready to face whatever came next. The poison had failed to kill an alien prince. Instead, it had created something far more dangerous that IT had created her at the end.